Hey everybody, welcome back to my second video where I show you Dina Wakley's Collage Collective. This is Collage Collective 2 Volume 1. So in the first one she made the whole book. Let's have a look. She put everything in this one book. It had 60 pages and it was quite thick, right? So in the second volume what she did was she turned the second volume into 2 books. So it was a cheaper price point. And so volume 1 has 30 pages, volume 2 has 30 pages, whereas Collage Collective 1, there was 60 pages in the one book, if you know what I mean. So as I did with the first one, let's do a flip through, and then I will pick a page that speaks to me, and then I will try to recreate it. And so, as with the first volume, you've got 15 pages that are 120 GSM and 15 pages that are 270 GSM. So as you see here, this was the first page, and it's this really thick, flimsy copier, sort of copier quality, and then we move on to the second part of the book, which is just a repeat of the prints in the thicker cardstock. All right, so there's that one, there's that one, and I'll just flip through them really quickly. There you go. So, I really liked a few pages here, so I might actually make a few pages. I really love this one. I think this one I can do no problems. I was intrigued by this. I love ripping paper and I love washi, and I think this is all she did here. I almost want to do this one. I also love this one. I love this one. The Fears one I also love. Don't Feed the Fears. Oh, I love this one actually. This one. Really love that one. So spoiled for choice really. So I'll just pick one and let's see how we go. So I'm starting this page in my large Diane Reevely art journal, and I'm just setting myself up here, and I remembered that I need to prime prime the pages with gesso, but I didn't realize that my lid was off. Like, not only the lid, like I had unscrewed the whole thing, and yep, that just happened, and I left it in because it made me laugh, and I thought I'd give you a little bit of laugh too. So yes, these things do happen. They happen to me. They happen to us all. So here I am just trying to scoop it back in, and I'm also trying to do the other page, and yeah, keeping it real. You know, no ego here, keeping it real. So yeah, so after everything's gessoed nicely and everything's dried, we are able to start. So I'm reaching for a really light blue here, and I'm using some of my really cheap craft paint. And basically just, yeah, following the page on the left-hand side there in Collage Collective 2 Volume 1. Really love this page. I'm in love with abstract florals at the moment, so that's why this page called out to me. I'm using Dina Wakley's Ocean, so trying to keep like a two-tone blue look here. So we've got the light on the inside and the dark on the outside, and I'm just trying to blur that line of the blue a little bit more. It's just so stark. So it would have been good to leave it just a tiny bit wet so that it blended in nicely, but that's okay. I will go ahead and work on that line. Now I'm using a filbert brush here. This is one of the good brushes that I bought from Officeworks, actually. So I'm just using is this magenta? I think it looks pink, but I think she calls it magenta. And I'm doing one blob straight from the tube, and then I'm sort of doing semicircles to emulate, I mean, what are these going to be? Roses, some kind of flowers. And now I'm using eggplant just to do a contrast color on each of the buds. I'm also just trying a little bit of the blackberry, and the blackberry is the darker color, and it's more purple, but it's so pretty. The blackberry eggplant combination is really lovely, so it's always good just to add a little bit of something different. Now, as I said earlier, I don't have the green colors from Dina Wakley, so I am just using Americana Craft. So I am just adding the dark color first, basically just very, very abstract leaves, and then I'm gonna come in and add like a lime green that I have, I think I bought this from the dollar store actually, just a lime green, and doing a two-tone on the leaf. So this is a quick, really quick art page, just kind of loosen you up, get your juices flowing, to really enjoy color, really enjoy the sensation of painting and creating, and really enjoyed making this. I think this took me perhaps 20-30 minutes. I'm coming in now with just a little bit of yellow, and I'm adding just that lovely touch of yellow. I love how Dina did it in her page, so I am now doing the same. And I'm working now on adding just a little bit of color. So I noticed that the background was really stark white, like it just looked like, well, it looked like stark background, like gessoed white. And I sort of wanted it to be a little bit more, maybe organic. So I added some of the heather. Gosh, I love that heather. It's beautiful. And then added this beautiful burgundy, and tried to water it down so that it looked a little bit like it kind of just flowed, just added organically. And I also brought in just a little bit of that light blue, blending it in with the heather, blending it in with the magenta, and going around each of the leaves. Once again, I didn't want that stark white in the background, so I'm just adding a little bit of that light blue, watering it right down, mixing it with the heather, and then drying it all up. I wanted to reintroduce some of the dark blue, so I put a little bit up in the corners, and I then decided that didn't really like that idea, and I thought I'd bring in a stencil to emulate the stencil that she had done on her page. She had used the crosses, but I didn't want to use the crosses, and actually, to tell you the truth, this stencil was right, like, just to my left, and so I thought, yeah, that's good enough. So I did the blue on purple up in the top left, and I reversed it, and I did the purple on blue on the bottom right, and I like how that looks. It really ties the whole page together. I don't know if I did it on purpose. I'd like to think that subconsciously I was working artistically. Let's just leave it at that, but I don't know. So I'm coming in now with a little bit of gesso, and I am very wary of that, bold blue line. And so I'm coming in with a little bit of gesso now and blurring that line up, making it look a little bit more natural and worn in and lovely. I quite like how that blended that line. I did a good job, I think. So, and I'm coming in now just erasing some of the brush strokes and just blending it in a little bit better. The last thing for me was just to add some white. This is highlights on leaves and some of the center of the roses. So I thought this looked quite nice. They're smaller roses and they're not as, I guess they're not in perspective as much, but that's okay. I sort of wasn't really playing with perspective. It's just a hint and it's just an abstract play. And I was actually pressed for time. So the next stage is looking for sentiments or a quote, and I'm reaching for the Tim Holtz stickers here. And I've got the Halloween set and the small talk or the back chat, I'm not sure what it's called. So I then decide to go for the stickers from the Spiral sticker book, and I've put down live your dreams with passion, make a difference, and make it happen, which I'm kind of on the road to doing at the moment. So that's really cool. Using my all pencil to outline each of the sentiments, and then adding a little bit of water to make it all inky, and then just tapping that ink out to make it quite arty and not so clean and tidy, which I sort of tend to do. And at this stage, I thought that, you know, I'd done everything that Dina had done, but it didn't feel complete as such. I knew something was missing. I wanted a focal image. So I've reached for my little, the paper dolls, the Tim Holtz paper dolls, and I'm just auditioning some of these characters, and you know, they all look good. It's just, you just go with your intuition. So I like the two sisters. I don't know why I didn't do it then, but maybe they didn't feel like they were talking to me. But I quite liked this, a young boy playing with his dog, and you are inspiring him, empowering him, advising him to live his life well, doing what he loves, and making a difference in the world, and to go ahead and make it happen. Like, don't just wait for opportunity, create your opportunity. So I was feeling a little bit empowered that day, obviously. So yeah, I wanted to add that extra message to my page. I want to empower all sorts, you know, the young and the old. So it was the young today. So I've put it down with a little bit of Mod Podge. I am outlining with my Stabilo All, and then once again grabbing a paintbrush and yeah, making it inky, getting it wet, and making a little bit of a background there, which I really love. I love this technique. It really makes everything stand out. So there you go. That is a page taken out of the Collage Collective Volume 2, number 1, and with a twist. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.